Some stories just make me wonder, is this the world's worst criminal? Most of us believe that our parents are supposed to protect us. It's a simple expectation that feels connected to our very humanity. But in some instances, that parental instinct can get overridden, taking a person from caring and nurturing far into the darkest depths of our humanity. In April of 2017, the community of South Pasadena, California would face a shocking reminder of this and have to come up with a way to help protect children from the very people that are supposed to love and care for them the most. Aramazd Andressian Jr., known to his family as Peaky, was a lively and curious 5-year-old. His mother, Ana Estevez, described him as a boy full of laughter and energy. But Peaky was facing a challenging time in his family life. His parents, Ana and Aramazd Andressian Sr., had started dissolving their marriage a year earlier. It was a relationship with arguments that escalated frequently, disputes over finances, parenting styles, and household responsibilities. The resulting legal proceedings, and in particular, the custody battle over Peaky, had grown bitter and intense. Aramazd Sr. was known to his neighbors and family as a man who could appear charming in brief encounters, but was prone to volatility, petty vindictiveness, and sudden bursts of anger. Legal findings and witness accounts paint a portrait of a man becoming increasingly consumed with resentment, particularly over the disputes regarding his son. By the spring of 2017, it was becoming obvious to all involved that his fixation on controlling Peaky's life had escalated far beyond reason. However, Ana was trying to do right by her child and kept up with scheduled visitations for Peaky and his father. April 21st, 2017 was going to be one of those routine visitations, but with some special plans. Aramazd Sr. picked up Peaky for the day, joined by Peaky's grandmother and aunt, Aramazd Sr.'s mother and sister, and the four headed to Disneyland. On the surface, it was a day full of rides, laughter, and family photos, the kind of memories any child might cherish. But investigators would later determine that this trip was part of a carefully orchestrated plan. Aramazd Sr. had mapped out a route from Disneyland to a remote location near Lake Cachuma in Santa Barbara County. As the day ended, they separated from the grandmother and aunt, and Aramazd Sr. drove with Peaky over 2 hours to a secluded area. The following day, Ana was expecting her son returned to her home in South Pasadena. When that didn't happen, she contacted the authorities immediately to report him missing, but someone else was missing as well. Aramazd Sr. was found unconscious in a South Pasadena park on that same day. Authorities found his gray BMW soaked in gasoline. When they searched it, they found numerous prescription medications, 2 large knives, and a child's sweatshirt with white film on it that appeared to be vomit. Aramazd Sr. had reportedly ingested some of that prescription medication, even though it wasn't his. It's thought that this was a failed attempt for him to take his own life. Most importantly, he was not with his son. He started with a claim of complete memory loss. Quote, "In one moment, I was at the park with my son, and then I found myself walking up in Huntington Memorial Hospital hours later." He was arrested on suspicion of child endangerment and child abduction. However, he immediately lawyered up, and he would not speak directly with the investigators. He was released 3 days later due to insufficient evidence. While Ana was holding on to hope that her son was still alive, authorities in South Pasadena knew that there was something seriously wrong in this case. Investigators began retracing every step that Aramazd Sr. had taken that day. They pieced together his movements through witness accounts and surveillance footage. GPS data from his vehicle painted a chilling picture. He had not only taken his son to Disneyland, then drove far from the city into the remote hills of Santa Barbara County, he had also spent a considerable amount of time out there. As the investigation expanded, they were soon ready to bring in Aramazd Sr. again. But now there was another problem. He was no longer in the state, seemingly taking off to Las Vegas. While there, he attended concerts, attended a boxing match, and indulged in prostitution. South Pasadena police coordinated with law enforcement in Nevada to keep tabs on him. And with him crossing state lines, the FBI was now also on the case. About 2 months after that fateful trip to Disneyland, on June 23, 2017, officers finally took Aramazd Sr. down in Las Vegas. They were able to take him into custody without incident. He had apparently altered his appearance pretty severely. He was quickly extradited back to California, but of course, there was still no signs of Peaky. About a week later, on July 1st, 2017, searchers located Peaky's body in a remote area near Lake Cachuma. The discovery confirmed the worst fears of Anna's. Peaky was found tucked away on a secluded area along Highway 154. The spot, a roadside vista point, overlooked the valley below, a scenic pull-off meant for admiring the view, not hiding the murder of a child. Investigators found the child propped against a tree in an isolated spot, chosen deliberately to reduce the chance of discovery. Nearby, personal effects belonging to Peaky helped confirm his identity and piece together the timeline. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office conducted a thorough examination of Peaky's remains. Assistant Chief Ed Winter positively confirmed the identification of the body using dental records and medical imaging, and a comprehensive autopsy was performed to determine the cause of death. Subsequent findings revealed a horrifying story. Peaky had been smothered to death. Detective Louis Aguilera of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department stated that the child was suffocated using his own jacket, and that it happened while he was seated in the back of his father's vehicle. After the act, Aramazd Andressian Sr. remained in the car with his son's body for approximately 8 hours before disposing of those remains. But investigators now had him in custody. What was the story that they were hearing from him? During questioning, his statements were inconsistent, sometimes denying involvement and at other times offering fragments that further implicated him. He kept alternating between what was believed to be feigned confusion and emotional detachment. When he was taken back to South Pasadena and booked, he commented, "I bet they think of me like some kind of Casey Anthony." Investigators' work uncovered the meticulous preparation behind the murder. Aramazd Sr. had not only chosen a secluded site, but had also researched methods of killing and disposal. Witnesses and digital evidence revealed a man who researched and understood the steps necessary to avoid detection, yet the evidence trail from the route taken, the forensic findings at the burial site, and of course, solid investigative work by the combined law enforcement agencies ultimately led right back to him. The case proceeded to court, and prosecutors laid out a detailed sequence of events: the custody disputes, the planned visitation and trip to Disneyland, the journey to Lake Cachuma, and of course, the killing. Physical evidence, digital tracking, and witness statements combined to form a compelling narrative of a premeditated murder. Ultimately, Aramazd Sr. accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to first-degree murder in August of 2017. This agreement spared him the death penalty, but he was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. During sentencing, Ana Estevez spoke in the courtroom, honoring her son's memory and condemning the actions of the man that had taken him. She told her ex-husband, "I hope you relive the image of you murdering my baby in your mind for the rest of your life. You're a failure as a father. You're a failure as a man. You are a failure as a human being." In the years since, she has gone on to champion Peaky's Law, an initiative aimed at protecting children in custody disputes and raising awareness of the dangers posed by abusive parents. Her advocacy has become a lasting legacy of Peaky's life. His tragic story is a reminder to parents everywhere to watch, to listen, and to always be vigilant with the safety of our children. Sometimes the person you least expect may turn out to be the world's worst criminal.